Hello and welcome. If this all works, this is going to be a fantastic technological achievement for me because I'm recording on my phone here. I've also got my iPad here where I'm going to show you some notes that I'm making. I've got my microphone here connected to the computer to record the sound, and it's all happening. My girlfriend's on a conference call downstairs, so you can probably hear that in the background, but let's see how we go. The aim of this lesson is to show you, well, we're going to learn a song. The song is by Wilco. It's, what's the name of the song? How to Fight Loneliness by Wilco. It's a request from a student. But the aim of the lesson, more than to learn the song, is to show you how I make notes when I'm learning a song. It's kind of a lesson on how to learn and how to make notes and how to remember what we're doing, what we're playing. Think about how long we have to play each chord for when the chord changes come, and try to get everything in the right place to really learn the song well. Now, my student has sent me the chords that he's downloaded from one of the many places online. I'm sure you know lots of them where you can find the chords and lyrics to songs, and that's fine. It's a good starting point. And if you know the song really well, and I mean really well, then maybe that's all you need. But I need a little more than that. For me, when I decide I'm going to learn a song, I need to make my own notes as well. So I'm going to show you my process as best I can of listening to the song, making notes, and hopefully remembering how to play it and how to play it correctly. Now, I've had a quick listen to it already. I've gone through the chords and lyrics that my student sent me, and I think it's all correct. And let's see, so we're in the key of B minor, it looks like, and we've got some chords that are from the key of B minor and some that are not. We don't need to worry about that too much at the moment. Really, it's using a kind of B harmonic minor thing, if you're interested in that kind of thing. What that basically means for us now is that we've got a G major to F major, that very typical, almost flamenco-y kind of sound, right? So the chords of this song are, let's start from there, make sure we know the chords. We've got a B minor. So I'm sorry, but we're going to play that as a B minor bar chord. That's probably the best way to do it. So it's your A minor shape, right? Your open A minor chord, moved up 2 frets to make a B minor. You've probably seen that before. The next chord might be a new one for a lot of students, but it's not difficult at all to play. It's an A6 chord. So you all know how to play an open A major chord. Maybe you play it like this. With 3 different fingers on the 3 different strings there. I like to play it like that, barring with 1 finger. In this case, we're going to definitely bar with 1 finger because we have to add the 6th. So the 6th note when we're in A major is an F sharp. So we're going to add this F sharp here. That's E, F, F sharp. And with our root A. So it's our A major chord with an added F sharp, makes an A6. Just playing 5 strings, we don't really want to hear this E ringing out. We want to play. And if you look at my left hand, you'll notice as I'm playing it, I'll be barring across 4 strings with 1 finger, plus the open A, and I'm going to mute this E string. I'm going to mute it with my 2nd finger here. So I'm going to play this chord like this. If you don't be confused when you see that I'm using 2 fingers. There's only one making the chord, but I'm going to mute my E string with this finger, so we can do without that E note ringing out. Then we've got a G, up to you, but I want to play this G shape. So it's your typical open G cowboy chord. I'm using 2 fingers here. You can also play a G chord like that if you prefer. I like the sound of this one for this song. And And then the F sharp, there's an F sharp major you have to play as a bar chord as well. So, and those are the chords of the intro and the verse, right? So I'll show you, I'll put on the screen what my student sent me. And there's nothing wrong with it, but you can see that it doesn't give us any idea of the time or the rhythm, really. It's just the lyrics and the chords. It's a good starting point, but it doesn't tell us how long to hold each chord for. So if you're playing by yourself, not playing along with the original track, and maybe you're not singing, it's very easy to get lost. So what I'm going to do is hopefully show you this on my notepad now. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little note that this is the intro. Excuse my terrible writing. And I'm going to draw bar lines just to see, to show you how long to divide the song into equal sections, right? To see the bars or the measures of the song. And then I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to fill up these bars as we go along, and let's see how that goes. I'm going to play the song now. Okay, and then we're into the verse, the intro's finished. So at least as I'm counting the song, that makes an intro of 8 bars. That means I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 times. The first 2 bars, we stay on the B minor chord. So it's... And then we change chords. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. On that first chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's intro is 8 bars, and then we stay on that main pattern for the verse of this song as well. So I'm going to make a little note here. I've got on my notepad that we're going to have 8 bars. And then we've got B minor to start. And that holds for 2 bars. A6, and then that holds for 2 bars. And then we've got a G and our F sharp. Okay, and then I know that holds into the verse as well, so I'm actually going to make a little note. That's it. And that's intro and verse. Okay. I'll make another little notepad to show what happens when we get to the chorus, if we can say that the song really has a chorus. The next section, anyway. Let's listen to see how many times we need to repeat this. Okay, so we know that when we get into the next section, we go to the next chords that are E minor and A. So in E minor, we can play, you're probably used to playing it with these 2 fingers. For me, depending on where I'm going, where I'm coming from, I might play it with either these 2 fingers or these 2. You play it however you think's most comfortable for the song. So we play through our B minor A6 part, right? You'll notice that there's in the song as well, there's this little, it's not on the guitar, but there's also a little walk down that makes this. If you want an extra little challenge, you can try to include that as well. It's not obligatory. A simplified way that you could do that would be just to play the F7 chord. So you lift off your pinky finger here, your fourth finger. So we could actually play the progression like this. Okay. However you play it, the most important thing is the rhythm and making, you'll notice it's got this strong, it's really strong on the upbeat, right? Okay. Anyway, we go into the next section. Let me make a new notepad page for the next section. And I don't know whether to call this a chorus or whether to call it a bridge. Let's just call it section 2. Section 2, and we'll draw our bar lines again. And let's divide it into 8. Okay, and section 2, the bridge, or it's not really a chorus, is it? Let's call it a bridge. Starts with this. So it's a big kind of slow upstroke on that E minor chord. It sounds really nice, I like it. So we come from sharpen them with lies. So we're not going to break our rhythm completely, but let's do a practice it slowly. A chord probably without the 6th this time, just a regular A major. I'm going to continue playing it with one finger. That's how I like to play my A chord. The important thing is you can hear all the notes. Doesn't matter if you play it with one finger or with 3. Going to listen to the song to make sure that I played that right, but I think that's what it does. Whatever's going down. E minor, A, B flat diminished, B minor. So the first time through the E minor to A part, it's so let's write that down. It's E minor for 2 bars, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4. And then the second time through, it starts off the same, so it's E minor for 2 bars. Then it's A, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes to this, the funny chord, it goes to a B flat diminished chord. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't work out that for myself. I took it from the printout that they've sent me. But it's nice, it's a nice sounding chord. And it makes a really nice bridge between our A chord. We go to B flat diminished and then to B minor. Good. So the B flat diminished chord that we're playing here, just to show you, it is, how best to explain it? How best to explain it is probably just with the numbers of the frets, at least for the moment. We don't need to go into a huge amount of theory or anything. So you've got, you're playing the B flat root note, so that's the first fret of your A string. Then you've got an E, which is the second fret of your D string, and very carefully trying not to touch the G string at all. So you play the G string open. And then you've got a D flat note, or a C sharp. I'd have to think about that. If we're calling the chord B flat diminished, we should call it a D flat note. Anyway, it's the second fret of your B string. And then you can include this high E or not. I think it's nice to include it or not. You've got another E here. You can play it or not. So in total it's, so altogether that makes the little mini progression is from the A to B flat diminished and then to B minor. And once we get to that B minor, we're back into the main pattern of the song. We're back into the verse pattern. So then really you've got the essence of the song, you've got the different parts, you just need to work out how to combine them, how many times to repeat each one. So I would make a note of that as well, how many loops, how many repetitions of each part, each section you're going to include. So what I would then do is listen through the whole song and write down how many times to repeat section 1 and section 2, or how many times to repeat the verse pattern and the bridge pattern. I think there's nothing really different in this song. There is one part where it just holds the B minor chord for longer. Let's see if I can find that. That's it. Okay, that's it. When we finish the second verse on the line, that's how you fight it. It holds that B minor chord for 4 full bars. I'll make a new note. Well, it's 4 bars of B minor, and then we go back into the verse loop, the verse section for the piano solo. So we've got 4 bars of B minor that make the little bridge into the solo section, and then the first bar of the verse pattern before the A6, G, F sharp, etc. But then the pattern during the piano solo is just the same as the verse. There's nothing new in there, I don't think. Let me watch through it and listen through the song and make sure that's right, but I'm pretty sure. I should probably say that if you want to improvise a solo to this, it's obviously in B minor. You could use a B minor pentatonic, for example. Even better than that, you could use a B minor scale. But you'll notice that this note, this A note of your B minor scale, is probably not going to sound very good over some of the chords. When it comes to the F sharp chord, and also the B flat diminished, you probably want to use a B flat or an A sharp instead of the A. And then that's actually a B harmonic minor scale that you're using. Experiment with that scale, try and throw in that B flat note and see how you think it sounds. And then let's see what comes after the solo. Okay, I'm going to listen to that section again because I don't know the song well enough to be sure, but I think the way that it's written on the page with the chords and lyrics is not necessarily wrong, but I think it's a little bit misleading because it says in the section it's just smile all the time, just smile all the time. That, to me, sounds like they've got it backwards. To me, it's not going from D to G as much as from G to D. It's just smile all the time. So I think the way that they've written it here of D to G is misleading, if not completely wrong. Let me just check. Wow, I can see why it's confusing, because really it's holding that G chord and then it's resolving to the D. So to me, it sounds more like it's going from G to D and not from D to G. Although, I think this is a great demonstration of why it's important to write it out. So I'm going to write out the last part of the solo section, and then into the just smile all the time. I would really want to write that out bar by bar, because otherwise I would get lost. If I was just following this on the page with the lyrics, I think I'd get pretty lost there. So I'm going to write down the last part of this solo as I'm going to write that out bar by bar, and I'm going to put it on the screen because I think it's quite confusing the way that it's written on the page with the lyrics. This is a great example of why it's really good to have the bars counted out in some kind of grid that you can see clearly, because this is exactly the type of thing that gets people lost. However, I have to say it's very kind of these people to transcribe the songs and to write out the chords and to help each other to learn songs. I think it's a fantastic thing. But then when you download these lyrics with the chords, first of all, make sure that it's correct. Use your own ear. Don't necessarily trust what people tell you. Often it's right. Often there are mistakes as well. And I think it's just good to have it like nice out as a grid. You don't have to transcribe it all in musical notation, but it's nice just to have it written out in counted out in bars. Okay, so I'll put my final version of it up on the screen, and I'll make it available for you to download as well. And if you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the comments and let me know what you think. All right, thank you. See you another time. Bye.